And good morning from Scotty Ray and Candace. And look who the dogs drug in.
I made it, y'all.
You've been iced in for the last couple of days?
Yes, I have. I got out and took pictures yesterday, but that's about the only out of the house that I've been till today. And the roads are pretty much clear. There's still some patchy ice patches on the road, here and there. And on the bridges, of course, they're still completely iced. But basically, I think what you need to watch out, other than the ice on the roads, is watch out for falling ice out of the trees as it melts.
Right.
I don't know any way to avoid it, really, but it could crack a windshield. Depending.
Well, I was going to show a picture here that you sent me there just a second ago here. This is from the reservoir just a few moments ago.
Yes, just coming over the reservoir,
And that's froze.
Yeah, I guess those little things are the channels going up through there that are starting to thaw or thinner.
So
that was really neat. That's just a portion. The whole thing is frozen on one side. So, and our pond was completely frozen over, and that happened overnight because yesterday it was just about like 30 feet out,
Right. I thought we would start with Mayor Percy Bland just about 20 minutes ago made an announcement. He drove around. I thought we'd share what he had to say about the streets of Meridian. So let's flip over and pull this up, and I think we'll be able to hear this. This is from Percy's Facebook page here a few moments ago. Let me hit this, and then we'll blow it up where you see full screen.
Good morning, everyone. It's about 9 o'clock, February 17th. We're right here on the 29th Avenue Bridge, kind of where we all started the other day when bad storm kind of came our way. Just wanted to give everyone a quick briefing that our roads are a lot better shape today, a lot better condition, as you can see, even right up here on 29th Avenue Bridge. Streets are getting very clear. Of course, there's still some ice down on the roads in patches, but I just wanted to say a special shout out and thank you to all of the partners that came in and helped us yesterday, from Georgia Power, also from the Gulf Coast with Mississippi Power's team. A lot of people were without electricity most of the day yesterday. Also, a lot of people were still without cable. So I think Comcast has cut some of the cable on, but there may be some people still without cable around the city. But I also want to say a special thank you to Neighbors Helping Neighbors. Neighbors helping people that were in need, feeding people, clothing people. And I saw a lot of people getting on people's houses, helping to take down tree limbs, getting tree limbs out the middle of the street, just doing the thing that it takes for a community to come together in a crisis. So I just want to say, this morning looks like some of our work crews will still be back up. We're going to open the city back up at 1 o'clock today, 1 p.m. today. And I know the schools, both in the county and the city, are going virtual today. But the roads are a lot clearer, and people are still out here working. I just want to send a special thank you to some people who really were big over the last couple of days through this storm. Of course, in the South, we don't get storms like this that cover so many states. So it's a lot of damage that was done to people's property, homes, and everything else. But we're still here. I just wanted to say thank you to those who did great and heroic things, helping other people when they were down yesterday. So the sun is about to come back up. Hopefully it'll be over 32 degrees in the next few hours. There will be some melting on some of the streets, so it will be patchy spots still out there. So still be safe. Don't let your guard down. And guys, just thank you for tuning in, and we'll have more information to you later on today. But the City Hall will be open today starting at 1 p.m. Garbage today with Waste Pro. Some commercial people may get picked up in some really bad spots, but I don't think the normal garbage routes will return today. And I'll get more information to you by Facebook when the garbage routes will be coming up, because they're going to be communicating with the media. And if we get that information, we'll give it out to you. But if you have Wednesday garbage day today, it still probably won't be going out because they got slammed with everything that happened over the last few days. So just be looking out for that, and you guys stay safe. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
All right, and that's also probably going to apply with the county as well when it comes to garbage pickup. The last I'd read, if they normally picked it up on Monday, it'd be a day late.
They're working right now because I just passed the truck.
Did they?
Yeah, they're out right now working. So but that's good, and I think there has been a lot of neighbors helping neighbors.
Oh, absolutely.
So, and I think that's a great thing. So.
And I don't think that is over just yet of the neighbors helping neighbors.
Yeah.
I think it's going to have to be more of that done.
What concerns me, I think, is the rain that we're going to get that's coming and the cold temperatures at night. I don't know if that will be any.
Yeah, and we'll get into the forecast. We've had a tweak here in the last few minutes in the forecast of what's going to be happening and around here. Now, I keep getting a lot of questions about roads to the west of here. Scott County, when you get to Forest, it becomes a different ball game. I thought we'd pull this up and show what we've got over here. Now, this is Scott County. They're saying that the roads are still icy, county and citywide. If you'll look at this, this is in Forest here. If you'll look at that. Slick.
That's scary. And what I did notice, too, a while ago, I know our temperatures are going to start coming up later, but they're still low right now.
Right.
And anything that's in the shade is not thawing as well. You know, if the sun's hitting it, it seems like it's tending to thaw, start, thawing some ice. But the roads are still iced over in the shaded areas. So.
All right, let's bring up this. This is the next thing that we've been made aware of that's going on in the Meridian community. And a wife needs your help. This gentleman is missing. Chad Harbor, from what I understand, his wife is Emily. He hasn't been seen since he got off work yesterday afternoon. Somewhere between 3 to 3:30 he got off work and would have traveled toward the Collinsville area. I'm not exactly sure where he lived in Collinsville, but I know that area.
From the hospital.
Yeah,
right?
Up on 14th. So I'm not sure if he went through North Hills and, cut across there and jumped on 19 at State Boulevard or not, or which way he went. But if y'all, and let me show you a picture of what the car should look like. I've got a picture of that here, too, of what he drives. And if you happen to see something resembling this is what he would have drove. It's a Honda CRV, tag number F503, November, Florida. Best way I need to know to do that. And that's Lauderdale County plates. If you see a car like that pulled over somewhere, behind a building, anything that looks odd, especially with those license plates, sometimes it's hard to remember those plates, but that's what you'd be looking for.
And, too, a scary thing, is like the roads were so iced over.
Right.
So be aware, anywhere between the hospitals and Collinsville, if you travel that area, kind of look around, look down. I mean, there could be, it could have been icy roads or something.
Right.
It could have been accidents.
I was looking to see if there's any more information. I haven't seen any updates on that in the last little bit, but our prayers are with that family.
Definitely.
Hopefully there's nothing to this. That's what we're praying for. We do. And we'll watch that. And, again, if you know something, contact her or the Sheriff's Department.
Yes.
That would be an awful feeling not to know. Because you hurry home every day. Everybody does.
Yeah, you do. And just having to get out on those roads yesterday would have been scary. You know, in itself.
So did y'all invent new games to do the pastime? Did you lose power, number one?
We did not, thank goodness.
You were fortunate.
Thank goodness we were blessed. Yes, we did not lose power. It blinked a couple of times, and we thought, oh, goodness, because we had heard that right down the road from us, they had lost power. Yeah. And up in Kemper, they'd lost power. The only thing that we had that was, anything that was an inconvenience was the water. Like our water, we're on Northwest Kemper, and I don't know if maybe the power being out in Kemper, the pumps maybe couldn't pump. I don't know.
That could be.
But our water was like just a trickle,
Wasn't no shower taken then, was it?
I mean, it just lasted like the evening, like one day, But this back in full force now, so I know there's still a lot of people without power. My daughter's mother, her in-laws, her mother and father-in-law, they still don't have power above Collinsville, and so I think she said that it was like 48 degrees in her in-laws' house.
Inside the house.
There was, and that worries me that there's busted pipes possibly.
Oh, yeah.
So.
I spoke with Debbie yesterday, and she had been down without power for 2 days, and she said it got down to, I think, 34 inside her house. Now, think about that, especially if you've got elderly people that live with you or a neighbor. Check on them. Anything that you can do to help them there. And I didn't go check on Debbie because she told me she wasn't elderly. So I left her alone. I'm going to give her a couple more years, and then I'll go to checking on her.
Yeah. I tried to call, a few people that I knew maybe were alone or by themselves and just see if they needed a little bit of help or something. But a lot of people will have gas logs or something, but some people have nothing.
That's right.
And it's
all
just
electric.
scary. Yes.
All right, let's look at, because you brought up a good point. You know how yesterday not single NAR radar in the state of Mississippi picked up that snow?
Right.
Well, it's picking it up this morning of what's coming. Let's pull over and take a look at what we've got that is on the way. Now, let's talk about, first off, what the watches and warnings are. Here's Lauderdale County right here, this blue right here. With the snowflake is in Clark County. Let's zoom in so you can get a better look here. Let's see what we've got under effect. Lauderdale County only has a hard freezing that is still left in this. Sub-freezing zeros, low temperatures, and that's from noon today until noon today is when that's going to run out. And we'll see if anything is added for Lauderdale County. Mm-hmm. Let's go north of here, and same thing for Clark County. That'll run out at noon. Let's go to Kemper County. They have a winter weather advisory until 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, and also a hard freeze warning will expire today. Noxubee County also has the winter weather advisory. And let's just look at what a winter advisory is telling in these areas. That's winter storm, winter warning, winter weather advisory. It means that freezing rain is expected. Total ice accumulations of around 1/10 to 2/10 of an inch could be possible. Kemper, Newton, Simpson, and Smith counties. That goes into effect from 6 a.m. Wednesday morning, which was this morning, to 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. Difficult to travel. Tree limbs can break. Precautionary, slow down. Be careful where you're going. Now, that's going to be through here. Newton County, you are also under the same thing there that you could get this. This is going to be kind of the line here. We go to Neshoba County. Y'all are under a winter storm warning. That's totally different. And let's read the winter storm warning for you guys. Heavy freezing rain and sleet is expected with some snow possible. Total ice accumulations of up to a half of an inch could be possible. Winston, Leake, Neshoba, Rankin, and Scott counties are under this until 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. This would make travel very hard to do. As we well know, right now, somewhere about right there, you can't hardly travel I-20. It's backed up, it's clogged. There's several people after you get out of Meridian 18-wheelers that are stuck on the side of the road that have slid off this morning. Mm-hmm. If you've got to go that way for any reason, it's going to be a very slow, minute travel for you. The closer you get to Jackson, they're just going to be like Neshoba County here with this winter storm warning also. When you get to Scott County, they're under that. So what this tells us when we back out is we look at this storm that is coming. Now, this is sleet, all of this pink area. North Mississippi already getting snow up to Little Rock in these areas, and that's a lot of snow pouring down. Mm-hmm. As you put this in motion, it's going to come across. There it goes. And if you'll notice how the edge of this storm is, it's going to cut up just right through here. Now, does that mean Lauderdale County could also get some periods of sleet? Yes, we could. Mm-hmm. Also as well for Quitman. Y'all could get a little bit of sleet and some, I guess you could call it a flur from time to time. Mm-hmm. We don't expect any accumulation, but it is Mother Nature we're dealing with. So be prepared for whatever is slung at you here in the next little bit. Now, let me go over and read you the forecast of what is being said of here and then toward Philadelphia and those areas that do have the storm warning. For Meridian area and south, which would include Clark County, a 90% chance of rain today before 5 o'clock, and then freezing rain moves in. Now, that's been adjusted since 6 o'clock this morning. They didn't even mention freezing rain for our area to begin with. Mm-hmm. Today's high will make it to 35, 3 degrees above freezing. We're going to have some gusty weather today, but no accumulation is expected. Tonight, you'll get a 90% chance of rain before 7. Then that will change to freezing rain between 7 and 1 a.m. That doesn't sound good. Mm-mm. That low is going to be right at 32. So if it were to go 1 degree more, bad stuff. Little to no accumulation is expected. Tomorrow morning, you'll wake up with a 40% chance of showers and drizzling rain, and then a high of about 44. So it'll all melt away tomorrow before we hit a 23 tomorrow night. Now, let's go to the Philadelphia line back towards Scott County and northward as you go into Winston County. on up through where Louisville is. Today, you're going to have a slight chance of snow before 2 o'clock. Then 100% chance of rain, snow, freezing rain, sleet between 2 to 5 p.m. this afternoon. So although it may look great right now, this afternoon after lunchtime, sometime between 2 and 5, you're going to start seeing all of this. And then freezing rain and sleet will begin after 5 o'clock. The high will reach 36. It's above freezing. About 1/10 of an inch could fall with daytime ice accumulation in these areas. Little to barely any snow. Tonight, 100% chance of rain, snow, freezing rain before midnight, then a chance of rain and freezing rain after 2 a.m. to daylight, and the low is around 29, so you wake up to something very, very messy in the morning. As you roll into Thursday morning in those areas, and again, this is Philadelphia northward and westward, patchy rain and freezing rain ending by about 10 o'clock, and then rain and snow in between there and noon. Slight chance of an afternoon shower, and you'll hit 38, and by Thursday night down to 18. So depending upon what falls, that will be just how messy it gets the following day. And I know y'all are real sick of me talking about this stuff.
No,
Wow.
I have had my snow fix. I'm tired of it. Like, the snow wasn't even really, it's pretty, but it's just like powder,
Yeah,
I picked
what
it
we
up
got.
in my hand, you could just blow it and it's just like powder, You can't build a snowman or anything with that, but I'm tired of it.
Anybody try this? Because I called somebody and I told them to do it last night. They either done it wrong or it doesn't work.
What?
A preacher told me this, so I'm just going to call preacher man, Brother Chris Gully, out on this. He sent me a video of it. I called my neighbor last night. It was about 9. He has a granddaughter. I said, go ahead and do this. She'd probably like it. Where you take a bowl of water and you walk outside and you throw it up in the air, and it's supposed to freeze and look like snow the second that you throw it out of the bowl. Have you seen that? Now, the video he sent me, it did it.
Oh, really?
They got water all over themselves over there next door last night.
Oh, really? I wonder what temperature it has to be, though.
But it was 18 degrees when he went outside and tried it.
Now, my stepson, though, now in New Mexico, it probably would have worked there because their high was 3.
Oh, yeah.
And their low was -8.
So
I'm sure, and they had no power the other day and no gas heat or anything. So they were without power for like a day.
let me just sit while you talk about something. I was going to scan down through here and see if that video still exists. Let me see here.
No, because I'm thinking it would have worked there, but I don't know.
All right, yeah. I got the video. Hang on here. Now, this is, he said, and again, this is Preacher Man. Let me pull this back where we can see here.
Now, I was told that hot water will freeze faster than cold water.
Maybe it's hot
You'd
water.
think it would be the opposite.
Maybe I made a mistake and told him just run water, and it should have been. But this is deep in the hills of Kemper County. Now watch this. Suppose this is either water or hot water. Chris, you'll have to tell me what it is. Now, is that not nifty or what?
That is.
Let it play one more time there. So did anybody else try that?
I have not tried that. We'll have to try that if it gets down. I guess it could possibly maybe Thursday or Friday evening.
Well, we're still sitting way below freezing right now.
Yeah.
We're let me see what we are officially here.
Might
Let me
try it.
flip over here and see where we are officially on temperatures. Wow, I'm getting all kinds of purple stuff. Here's the good old US of A. Let's zoom in here. Where
My
everybody
stomach growling this morning.
You hungry again?
I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna have to start eating before I come over here.
This is the hungriest woman I have ever bumped
my
into.
stomach sounds angry. It's hangry.
All right, as we look at Meridian, we're sitting at 28 degrees. That's still cold.
Yeah.
And as you go on up 20s into Kemper County and back over toward Philadelphia, warmed up
What
to
is it
28.
in Starkville right now?
Stark Vegas. Let's zoom in. Here's Starkville right here. 27 degrees right now.
Okay.
So it's chilly there. But y'all try that. Y'all, somebody let me know if that works. Let's go over and take a look at a few of the comments that we've gotten. We've missed some stuff here. Let's see. Miss Joyce Poole is watching. Morning to you.
Good morning.
Also, Tammy Jo Pilgrim.
Belinda Adkins is watching. Cindy Waller Brewer watching.
Let's see. Lindsay Ladd is watching from Philadelphia. Philadelphia, Mississippi roads are like black ice, and they're really slick, she says. Patricia Boswell is watching along with Ruth Kay. Let's see who else is down here. Let's see. Joyce Godwin, morning. Melissa Grafton, how are you doing? Good morning.
Tammy Radcliffe, Godwin, good morning to you.
Also, let's see. It has to be boiling water, is what Joy Lewis says. So it's my fault the neighbors got water all over them, and I didn't tell them it was. See,
Maybe that's why it was in that pot.
That's how you mess up on. Not, now that I think back, he did tell me that.
Mm-hmm. But just in case it don't work, throw it away from you if it's boiling water. Okay, we don't want you throwing it up in the air, landing on you.
Brenda Russell said my friend did it. It takes like -2 degrees when she was out of town. Mm. Hey, Kathy Ross, how are you doing? What's that big yellow thing in the sky? I don't know what that could be.
I don't know either. I hadn't seen it in a while. So.
It does work with boiling water, Terry Reese says.
Okay, we'll have to try that.
I'm going to get back on this.
Thank you, Miss Linda.
Welcome back.
Glad to be back.
Sarah Elizabeth Martin says hello. And also Charlotte Hagan is watching from Damascus this morning. And Carolyn Bowen is watching from 12th Street, along with Lisa Jones, watching all the way from Noxapater, Mississippi. Mm-hmm. I'm sure it's chilly in Noxapater this morning, so y'all be careful there. Mm-hmm. All right, let me see here. Let's go to what MDOT has got. Let me check one more thing before we go there and see if they've put an update on their sites here in the last few minutes, and then we'll go to the website and pull that up. All right, I'm almost there. It's been 18 hours as we pull that up. They haven't updated anything, so that's old news there. So we'll discount that. Let's go back to the Mississippi Department of Transportation's website and take a look at what we've got going across the state of Mississippi. And this is where we are here. Still, we see that as you get to Newton, just past Newton, right in there, right around Lawrence on I-20, bad conditions there, and that's where a lot of them have been stuck this morning. You can make it from Meridian to Newton if you drive slow and very careful as you approach those bridges. As you go west, you hit that Scott County line. This is where traffic was just, well, if you look at it, that's at a standstill. Mm-hmm. Let's see if we can pull up the cameras there in Forest and get any kind of picture from Scott County. They have been taking an extremely long time. And that's just not going to work at this moment. All right, let's take a quick look up towards Starkville and see if they've done anything in that area this morning of getting things back online. They had not, but we'll take a look. No, that one's out. Let's go on up here toward... They
might be all frozen over.
I think that's what it is. A lot of these just aren't working. Not getting anything from there. Let's go to South Haven. Yeah, here we are in northern Mississippi. This is
goodness.
That's a lot there. And of course that one lane of travel there, and that's what everybody's been doing. If you're traveling and you come up on roads that have that little bit, stay in that. Don't venture off into the lane that doesn't have much travel on it. So as you see, we do have some travel around the state of Mississippi. And I think that post offices are going to be back open today again. So that's good news as we travel along on that.
But most people do know about driving over a bridge, but some might not. If you have to go over a bridge, just glide over it. Don't mash the gas. Don't mash the brake. Just let off of both and just kind of glide over it.
That's right. All right, let's check a couple things and check in on some power stuff here this morning. And see what we got. All right, I got a message. Let me go back to it about the power. All right, let's see here. EMEPA is down to around 60 outages this morning, mostly in Kemper County with a few scattered in Lauderdale County. We have some contract crews assisting us with the efforts today. We have some damage in poles in Kemper County, but most of the remaining outages are scattered individual cases. So they got some broken poles, and that's what has been taking a little bit longer. All right, let's pull up. As we got here, 69 is currently what we've got. Apparently 9 more people have lost power since I got that text. As we look at the county breakdown, we're at 57 in Kemper County, 3 in Winston, 8 in Lauderdale, and 1 in Newton counties that is on EMEPA. And as we go back to this chart, let's zoom in on this. And as you'll look here around DeKalb, it's kind of scattered there. North of DeKalb on Highway 39, This looks like this would be Highway 16, probably down Townsend Road is what that looks like.
Okay.
And then west of DeKalb, 397, and then you get down here into 495, 493 area. You come to the Lauderdale County area, up 39, a couple of cases there, and then north of Bailey, and then right around Collinsville, a few folks there that have lost some trees in that area. As we and that's coming along down to 69. As we jump to statewide, we see that Mississippi as a whole is down to 16,000, down from the 40-something thousand we started with. Louisiana 48, and Texas is still at 3.4 million.
Oh, goodness.
That's a lot of people. Now let's go over and pull up two more: Central Electric, and then we'll also look at Mississippi Power. Let's look at Mississippi Power here for the folks that are on that service. Mississippi Power is down to only 11 people to go. That's better. And then Southern Pine, which is going to be primarily Neshoba County, a little less than 2,500 people. And that's rough if you're in Neshoba County doing without power right now. And it looks to be, for the most part, that's where they are. A few west of Decatur around Conahatta up in here, right there. But the majority of everybody is going to be right in this. If you'll look at that, that's widespread without power. So now you factor in what is coming tonight.
Yeah.
It'll be more.
Goodness.
So our thoughts are with you on that. So y'all please be careful. Get your supplies that you can. If you can get out, get the supplies that you are needing, and be ready for that round two. Let's see. Note from Janet Andrews. The sun is shining in East Quitman. Good morning. That is a good feeling to see sunshine.
It is a good feeling.
Highway 485 around Good Hope Dixon is impassable, very bad. That comes from Belinda Atkins. So if you're anywhere near the Good Hope community, 485, just stay at the house. It's better to do that. Good morning from Clark County, Ramona Northam. My front porch is showing 20 degrees in Noxapater right now. That comes from Lisa Jones.
Good morning, Miss Ramona. She comes in our salon.
Oh, does she?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I hope she's doing fine today.
Yeah.
Now, news stories, of course, news always happens regardless of what's going on with the bad weather here. But as we turn in, I don't have tons of them because I've been tied up with keeping up with who's out of power, who's going to be closed, that type of thing. But I do have a few stories for us this morning. 73% of America has snow right now.
That is a lot.
Yeah, that storm stretched all the way across here.
Yes. I mean, I was wanting snow, like I said, but I'm tired of it now. I'm tired of the I don't like being cooped up in the house. It drives me insane. Like, I can only cook, clean, and, take pictures so many times.
And that fun's over. So
Yeah.
you didn't get into the let me watch some Netflix and kick back?
No, we watched a couple of movies, but like late at night when I'm so tired, I'm falling asleep. So, but during the day, I'm just staying busy. Like, I was cooking most of the time, cooking for the next day, because you never know when if you were going to lose power. So I was trying to cook things, because we can always heat it up on a grill or something like that. And you constantly cleaning, because like we had 2 dogs inside all day, every day in their kennels, because we just didn't want them out in the freezing cold,
That's the humane thing to do.
So, when they go in and out, I'm constantly cleaning up behind. It was driving me insane.
I thought this was a really cool chair till I sat in it the last 3 days and didn't leave this room.
Oh, really? You tired of this chair?
This thing is not that comfortable.
I'm glad to be
long.
back in this.
As we turn to this, and we've just talked about the amounts of snow, and you don't realize, and we've put out there in the beginning of, check on your neighbors, do this, do that. We have 23 people that have lost their life nationwide to this storm. As you look at this, this was as of last night. I don't know what has happened at daylight, if they found any more, but the 4 family members that lost their life, you talked about this the other day, of putting that heater too close to a curtain.
Yes.
Burnt the house down. Killed a grandmother and 3 children.
It's so scary. I mean, it is. It's very scary.
And then this other one, and you think people understand about cars and generators. And the mother, I'm sure, was just doing her best, what she thought for her daughter, but she cranked up the car in the carport, and they were going back and forth, staying warm in it. She didn't open up the garage. What happened?
Yeah.
Carbon monoxide. They are dead this morning due to that.
That is awful.
3 of the people were found after the tornado hit North Carolina that spun off from this. And also, a Mississippi man lost his life, lost control of that Monday night near Starkville, and passed away with that. Law enforcement officials, they've got to travel these roads regardless. They have worked a lot of wrecks. They've done outstanding job for the state of Mississippi to help those that they could. As I spoke with the police chief, Chris, last night at Meridian, the Meridian police officers, as they found somebody homeless, would take them to a shelter if they stumbled up on somebody.
That's what I was just fixing to say. I don't see how the homeless have survived this if they're having to be outside.
And what he said, that even the shelters were not filled up, so I don't know where they went. But y'all see them when you go shopping. They're.
I mean, I've heard of some of them staying in the restrooms out at Bonita Lakes, like out at the lake.
Yeah,
there's restrooms out there. That I've heard some go in there. Even in there's no heat.
There's not.
It's freezing. It's concrete block.
And I didn't know this, but Hattiesburg has a higher number than Meridian do of homeless. Jackson follows behind Meridian. We're the number 2 in the state for the most homeless.
And some people go, oh, they could do something. The fact is, they are homeless. It is what it is, and they're human beings. And we need to still have compassion for them.
They cold regardless.
Yeah, right.
And hopefully they get back on their feet. And there's
so.
been people that have gone through that and bounced back. We hope they do.
Yes.
Now, you think it, and sometimes saying what you think is not always the best thing. But a Texas mayor got fed up with everybody wanting a handout, in his opinion, during this snow that didn't have power. And he just pretty much told them they were lazy, no good, and they needed to do something for themselves. And he resigned right after that, after he told them what he thought.
Look, the conversation ain't going to be good when it starts out with, let me hurt some feelings while I have a minute.
And that's what it is. And he used a few words on there. If you want to look that up, you can Google this and read the entire post of what he said. But he told them to get off their lazy... that word, and take care of your own family.
Well, I mean...
he had a lot of honesty in what he said.
That is. I mean, that's an honest statement.
The government is not going to come to your door and help you. They may come to your door and take something else from you, but they ain't coming to help you.
I will say this, which I think is absurd, but yesterday in watching some of the news... which I have not done, thank goodness, this whole time. I haven't watched a whole lot of
That's good,
Fox.
I've
been watching a little more, other things,
variety
movies and stuff. But they were talking about, now they're wanting to ban in one of the states or something. I don't know if it's like trying to be a national thing, but trying to ban propane gas. They want everybody to go all electric. Is that not crazy?
Yeah.
What if people wouldn't have had gas in these instances?
Hey, that's what I got here.
I know. I
sure keep warm.
They want to get rid of the fossil fuels or something, they said. So I don't know. This world is just...
As Earl Pitts used to say, who was on the radio with us for quite some time, wake up, America.
Yeah.
Is the way Earl would say it. And old Earl Pitts may have been country, but he sure had a lot of good points back in the day of the way things ought to be in America. And I'm not going off on this. I'm just going to mention this because I read the headline and I read 2 to 3 sentences of it, and I said, I'm not reading this. And I closed it out. But a New York school this week passed out the white meter.
Really?
Are you a racist? And it had this drawing on it to determine if you were racist. And I put it down. I just, that's the things that divide our country that we do not need. So, we all get along. We really do. It's just people that try to stir the pot to separate.
That's exactly right. And that's what I've said all along now. Now, are we saying there are no racist people in this world?
Every color's got it.
We're not. We're not saying that. But I could say a whole lot about a whole lot of things. And as a matter of fact, last night I watched the movie The Help. If you've never watched that.
No, I have never watched that.
Okay, well, you need to watch it. Back then... I'm going to just say I was not living back then, that it was horrible. I don't condone that. I think those conditions that people had to live in back then, it was awful. And I think some of the attitudes that a lot of the white people had back then was awful. I don't believe since then I think we've come a long way since then. I think things have come a long way. And a lot of people for the most part, have gotten along. I mean, a lot of people have more opportunities nowadays, and nothing's really holding you back. I mean, from doing what you want, and our freedoms, I think they apply to everybody.
It boils down to,
But
we
there
gotta
are
work together.
We do. We have to work together, and I think that's the best thing for this nation. And people to like we say, stir the pot and continue to try to divide people is just going to make this nation go down even quicker. To me,
This story here, I don't watch this TV show, so I don't understand it. I don't even want to watch it. I guess
I used to watch it. Why I don't know.
I guess it's a woman show.
Yeah.
But the host of the show, and if anybody's seen this headline, has stepped down because of being accused of racist because he took up with somebody that was on the show that hosted a bridal shower or something at an Annabella mansion. Come on, that does not make you racist to have.
I'm sorry,
So
that is ridiculous.
That's one of those things. I'm not even going to read the whole story, but that is out there. So just so you'll know.
I mean, to me, like I said a while ago, this nation has come so far.
We have.
Back along from years and years ago. It's come so far. And every time people stir the pot, you're taking it back steps. I mean, you're taking this nation way back. You're setting it back. And I don't understand why people can't see that.
Update.
I don't understand that. So.
Possibly some good news here.
Okay.
We just got a message that the gentleman that was missing has contacted his family, and he is okay. So that is good news. I hope that's I'll let Tammy House pass that along. So
Okay, good.
a prayer or two was answered there. That's great.
Good. Yes.
Let's see. 485 into Philadelphia took 30 minutes to go 3 miles. Very treacherous. Woohoo! Good morning from Nanawaya. How cold is it in Nanawaya? Y'all feeling a little under the weather there? I bet it is chilly.
Yeah.
Well, let's see here. What else we got going on, Candace? Another story or two. Yeah, I brought this up the other day briefly, and if you were paying attention, Donald J. Trump was acquitted, and Nancy ain't happy about it.
I bet she's not. She's probably thinking, I'm next.
Now they're going to go, hey, it ain't over.
No.
It's just like the last 4 years. They're going to go after him with some other ways and lawsuits. You name it, it's coming. I saw
It's
where
really ridiculous.
they made him tear up the helicopter pad in front of Mar-a-Lago this week because he's no longer president, because it was a zone where you couldn't have that, and they had allowed it because he was president. Now that he's not, they made him rip it up, and construction crews took it out this week. So the vote ended up being 57 to 43, not enough to do anything. Yet again, more taxpayer money that has been spent. But you go, hey, who was it that voted against Donald that it was Republican? Well, I happen to have the names here. Let's pull this up here. Yeah, it's him. Utah's very finest.
Yeah, I think it's obvious he don't like Trump
never.
at all.
Mitt Romney. Now, two of them were retiring. That's why they voted that way. Richard Burr retiring, and Pat Toomey was also retiring. Bill Cassidy of Louisiana. Lisa, how do you say her last name?
Murkowski, I think.
That does sound better than
Murkowski.
Susan Collins, Ben.
Sass or Sauce, I think.
So that's the list, and Trump has made it very much a point of, hey, I am hitting the campaign trail, and I'm going to come visit your states with these people to make sure you don't get elected.
And all these, the videos that they did have of all the Democratic leaders stating stuff like they wanted to punch him or knock him out, take him out. And they were, to me, inciting insurrection. I mean, it was obvious with them.
Right.
I mean, with Trump, he just had this group, and they were really bashing him for it. So, I mean, I really think it should be turned around.
That will not. They're in control.
I mean, it's like the lawyers were saying they're protected. They're
It's
somehow,
the deep state.
Yeah, they're somehow protected, by what they say. So I don't know.
But
by the law or something.
and y'all know this as well. What I'm fixing to say, whether it's a Republican, whether it's a Democrat, or it's an independent, there is a good old boy system, and that is called the deep state. That is what Donald Trump was against. And the only way to make any change is to start on a local level. You start your local cities that think the way you do. And if they vote the way you think, that's fine. But as you go to your state level, make sure you vote that way. And that's what is sent out from there is the laws that are made in the state that affect the nation when things like this go down.
Right.
So, take it to heart and vote locally. Do what you have to get your views there of voting. Of course, Donald is great at the name game, and I forget what the new word that he has put on McConnell. But boy, he is all over this fella. He's got talking about his big old chins this morning.
Was he? Gosh.
But he called him out and just pretty much told him he was a horrible leader, and he shouldn't be there. And he is part of the system that has been there forever. As you look at Ted Cruz, I don't care what side of the fence you're on, there ought to be term limits.
Yeah.
There should be.
And speaking on the thing of racism, like I'm not going to get all up in it, but I believe that there should be nothing that is like that caters to a specific race in this country. In this day and time, it should be for all. And I've seen so many commercials that are focused just on one race and they're excluding other. I mean, and I don't believe that's right because that's dividing the country whether they know it or not.
That's probably
now, am I going to bash these people for it? No, I'm not. But I don't think it's right. I think there's a double standard when it comes to stuff like that. So I think if they should get rid of all of that. All of that, catering to any specific race, and everybody wants to be equal. Everybody should be neutral. I mean, you can't tell a man that they're a man when they're trying to act like a woman. But you can't offend them. You can't exclude them. But you can offend everybody else by excluding.
And you get to choose what bathroom you want to use.
I mean, I don't understand
at that moment of who you want to be.
Right.
It's very strange the times that we're living in. At the end of the day, and I think y'all know this before I say this, when you get to heaven, it ain't going to matter what color you are. It's whether or not you're saved.
Right.
And that's what's most important. Make sure your heart is right. If it's not, talk to a pastor somewhere. They'll help you get through it. Just make sure you get through those gates when it's all said and done, and the rest of this whole world just fight it out the way it is.
Yeah.
Now, this is what's coming up in 2024. The fight that is on. They want Donald gone because they don't want him to run for president when it comes in 24. Here's the list that is out there right now of who could possibly run. Oh, look who's in the lead.
Oh, you think? I don't, but until they do something about the mail-in thing, I think that is the main thing that needs to be,
But, the only person that's even close to him is Mike Pence, only at 12%. Then you get Marco Rubio is only at 2%. I wouldn't have voted. Mitt Romney, 4% of Americans would vote for him. Mm-hmm. As you get on down here, who is Tom Cotton? He's pretty well. Nikki Haley has 6%. Mm-hmm. I'm not real fond of her. I think she's done a great job with the UN, but would I want her as president? No, I don't think so. But that's the list there, and that comes from Politico, if you'd like to look that up.
Donald J. Trump Jr.
Where's he at on here?
He's the 6% down here, I think.
Oh, okay. I didn't even realize that.
Nikki Haley.
She's the governor of South Carolina there for a while. Okay. And that's sort of where headlines are across the nation. We are trying to struggle and get back on our feet as we go through this from this big storm. The news still goes on in other states. I see where Nashville this morning is kind of crippled with the airport. They delayed, I think it was 450 flights yesterday out of Washington. I mean, out of Nashville. It would be bad to be stuck in an airport.
I'd be scared to be in an airplane, though, really, because I don't know, engines freezing over and all that kind of stuff.
Actually, it's warmer there than it is here on the ground.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
After you get up, it gets warmer. Neat stuff. If you've never been flying, do it. My mom's never been.
I have flown, but it's not my favorite. Oh, I hate it. I don't like it at all. I mean, they really.
Now, I don't like the big old airplanes that where you sit like this. I like somebody that's got a small airplane that four of you can climb in. That's fun.
Yeah,
that's a whole lot more fun. But
I've never been in. The smallest I was in was from Wichita Falls to Dallas, Texas.
That was one of those chicken planes?
It was like 6 seats, no lie. 3 up one side, 3 down the other, and a little bench seat in the back, and then there was a curtain separating us from the pilot. I didn't like that. That was the one that had duct tape on my window.
Well, there you go. I don't like getting in planes that have duct tape, period. No. I want to make sure all that maintenance is taken care of.
That's right.
Good morning to Mike Skelton. He says it's 20 degrees from North Hill Street this morning. Over in Butler, Alabama, Terry Cootie, am I pronouncing her right?
I think so.
Yeah, good morning to you there. 27 in Nanawaya is what Jenny Howard says. Whew. 68% of is coal, and natural gas is what power is made from.
That's
And that's a
right.
real good point.
That's right. And that's what we were talking about this morning at home. That's what my husband said. Well, where do you think they get the power from? I mean, coal and, energy. It's just, I don't know. Things are so crazy and backwards in this country right now.
I forget. I watched and it's just funny, and I'd have to Google it to find out, but I'd like to play it one morning. This was probably back in the early 90s, to where it was a senator questioning it was an Army captain of some sort, Army commander, and they were talking about bringing 60,000 troops onto an island. And the senator asked him if 60,000 people got on there, if the island would flip.
Yeah,
Because
I saw
of
that.
And that man held a straight face all through that. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know.
He didn't call him out. I don't know how he didn't, but sometimes that's what gets elected and is sent in places that just don't know.
Yeah.
And
You worry about common sense just is flown completely over their head. On
I
some
said
of these
that this
people.
morning. It's the world. Somebody told me yesterday that is the world superpower, and that is common sense. There's like astronauts that don't have common sense.
There's people who have tons
Of degrees.
of degrees and book sense, like, when it comes to education, very smart, but just can't get in and out of the rain.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't
God bless
understand.
them.
Yeah.
Now, I wasn't blessed with the book smart, but I can find myself out of the rain.
Yeah.
And I could get by in a pinch if I had to. There's certain things that I'm good at and certain things that I'm not. And as always, folks, a trade is good. That's the problem with America right now. There's not enough trades. And I'm talking plumbers, roofers, people that do a service to the
That's
community. You try to hire somebody.
I know.
They ain't out there.
I know. I mean, and college is wonderful, and
And we're not knocking
I'm
it.
all for everybody going to college. But I've known people who's gotten 4-year degrees and more, 4 years and more going to college, and they can't find a job, So
Right.
I just hope that changes, I really do. And letting all these illegals in the country that, they're going to put to work.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's going to hinder a lot of Americans being able to get jobs, because I feel like they're going to try to pay these. I don't know if they'll pay them less. I guess they'd have to give them minimum wage. I hope they don't. I hope they treat them the same as they do everybody. But
Going to $15 an hour.
yeah,
That's what the
but
rumor is.
I think that it's just wrong when there's so many Americans out of jobs that
Correct.
need jobs, and that's all that they kept harping on is the unemployment of Americans, and then you put them in office and they going to open up the floodgates for people who even aren't Americans to come in and take jobs from Americans.
And that will happen.
It's crazy.
Statistically, it always does.
It is.
So what we're saying is pray for America.
Yes, we need prayer.
And
a lot
vote.
of it.
Always vote. That sitting at home does not help anybody.
Yeah, I hope. I know that it was discouraging all the this last election. You kind of feel like, well, why even vote? This next time, when we vote, why even vote? Well, do it anyway, because hopefully some things are changed by then.
And that goes back to taking care of it on the local level as to what happens nationally.
Right.
It has to be done state by
Because
state.
I'm going to tell you, after 4 years of this administration, people are going to be begging, I think. I believe. Now, I might be wrong.
Candace
I'm
on
speaking for
politics.
myself, but I believe that there's going to be people begging for change for the better.
And it could be.
And I think what we had, that you don't know what you got till it's gone.
We'll see.
I think we're going to, feel that.
Getting notes, 30 in Hickory right now as you're getting this morning started.
Mm-hmm.
And Linda Culpepper wants to know if you want to go skydiving with her, is what I'm reading.
No, I do not.
She said she
ain't.
doesn't like flying
Yeah.
any more than you. I saw a clip this morning I walked through, and Angie had on, what was it, Full House? And what was the guy that had the long hair, that the woman that just went to jail that was on there, that they were like married on there?
Oh, Jesse is
Jesse.
his name. His name's Jesse on the show, but what's his name?
I couldn't tell you.
Oh, gosh.
But anyway, he was going to jump
I
out the
hate
plane and do a skydiving thing, and it dawned on me about the skydiving. There's no way I'd do that. Absolutely
Yeah,
not.
I'm not diving out of a plane.
That is not my pick to do things.
Now, I feel like I could, done something if I can get from A to B alive. In a plane, I ain't about to jump out of one.
You know, there's people that love that. I don't understand. Now, I went on YouTube and watched the helmets when somebody,
Oh, I know. I don't understand. People get thrills out of doing stuff like that. Not me, because I'd be the one. My chute wouldn't open up. Y'all
Yeah.
find me. Well, you probably wouldn't even find me.
I'd have to have some new breeches by the time I made it to the town,
Yeah.
because it would be
Me
rough
too.
there.
Yeah.
Let's take a minute and talk about Tiffany Blues Decor. And of course, she's there in North Hill Street, there at the Atrium Mall. And I have learned to say Atrium pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm working on
If y'all
myself.
haven't been to the Atrium, y'all need to go check that out. That's a woman's best friend.
And look at all the different things that are offered here. And of course, if you need something for Easter, it's coming up, from tables to bunnies. And I guess that's some type of candle. Is that a candle holder?
A candlestick.
Yeah.
Candle holder.
But it adds a little accent to your house.
It
I've
does.
learned some words here working with Tiffany that I never knew that I would know.
I know, and look at these tea towels. They're really, really cute. You can hang these in the kitchen. I mean, some people put them in their bathrooms. You can really use them anywhere for decoration. Mostly, they're just usually for looks.
Right.
Because I'd get aggravated if somebody used mine if it was hanging up. So, but all kind of stuff to choose from. And I think they said these were boho glam pillows is what these are called.
Wow.
But these are really cute, and you can look. There's like seasonal stuff. This is also could be used for spring and you know,
Right.
some of the like Easter. But she has the little bunnies for Easter. Those
All
are
types
really
of
really
paintings,
cute.
yeah.
Yes. But paintings, mirrors, all kind of furniture, farmhouse decor,
Right.
modern decor. You can mix it all up, and you know. She's got some really, really pretty things. It's Tiffany Blue Boutique.
Drop in and see her. She'll certainly be glad that you came in. And as always, I'll have more updates as we go out through the day of getting updates. And if you've got an update of an area on power, if you've got a situation of something that's going on in your community you want spread out, make sure to let me know so we can get it posted. Put it in the comments or however you want to do that. And we'll keep track of power, road conditions all throughout the day. Right here. Are we leaving off anything that we needed to cover this morning on this run?
I don't think so, but just we did get a message, like
Yeah.
you said, about the guy that was missing. So just
Let me see
pass
if
that along one more time.
he has contacted his family. MPD is handling the case. Is the message that I just got on that. So
Okay.
that is good. We hope nothing serious is wrong. He's okay, and it's great that.
That is good news.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Again, we want to say thank you for joining us this morning, and
Right. Just keep an eye on the weather. Keep an eye out, like watch Scotty Ray. He'll keep you informed. Also, but if you have to get on the roads, just watch for because there still are patches of ice on the main roads, and then the bridges are still iced. So,
now, are y'all cutting hair today?
I'm not working today, but I think some of the girls were going to go in today. I only had like one on the book because I had planned on being off anyway for
Right.
my daughter, an appointment at the doctor to go on with her, but they canceled that, and so. But they are working, I think, at Voila Salon. If you
Okay.
need anything, y'all can contact them, and I'll be back tomorrow. So
Hair looks good today too, by
thank
the
you,
way. There,
thank you.
Ain't
I
no-
did try to get up every day, and Kurt was like, "Why are you putting on makeup?" And I said, "Because I'm not walking around looking like a hag." I just can't. I have to make me feel like I'm
You got your
functional.
stuff together?
Yes.
So, are there any pictures of you looking like an old hag? I'm just curious.
Yeah, there are. I'm sure. I will not be sharing those pictures.
If I get a hold of them, I will.
I'll save that for Halloween. How about
Oh,
that?
have mercy. Again, thank you for dropping by and spending a few moments with us. We'll be back with our regular programming at 8:30 in the morning, and then we've got updates throughout the day, throughout the night. Whenever it happens, we'll be here to bring that to you.
Yes.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by